Guys, welcome to the channel. Listen, I gotta put this little quick plug because I think it's almost my duty for the people who play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Konami has been a little bit I don't want to say rough with their decisions, but I think they're like almost trying to push away the player base. But listen, if you want to take a break from the thing that is called Yu-Gi-Oh, it's never gonna happen. By the way, we are tied to Yu-Gi-Oh intrinsically. But if you so decide to play another game, check out my Bazaar videos. Check out the Bazaar. Just a quick little plug, so you can check out another type of content if you actually get hit with Konami brain rot or Yu-Gi-Oh brain rot, because sometimes that happens. Anyways, guys, this is for the White Forest boys. I got you guys. Listen, last video I gave you guys a little quick not tutorial, but the things you should be running or not with the new format. Shit, I'm gonna butcher this. Secret Slayers, that's probably a really old set. You know what, dude, I'm gonna actually give the quick search right here, or let's just go. So I really don't want to butcher this. It's not Duelist Advanced. Oh, by the way, guys, we finally got our girl Sylvie Super. Dude, as soon as I saw the OTS and I saw Sylvie, I said, whatever the rest of the ultimates, it could be, which, by the way, we got Ilya Sylvia as an ultimate, but who the hell cares? We got Sylvie, which is all that matters. Justice Hunters. It wasn't that bad of a butcher, but Justice Hunter is gonna come, it's gonna be coming out August 1. This is, bro, we're literally like a month in a few away. With the release of Justice Hunters, some decks are gonna come out, and let me tell you guys, for those who don't know, they are decks that play turn 0, which are going to be extremely toxic. But the whole entire point of this video that I want to make is much more really that the meta is going to change, yes, but there's going to be quite of a different factor from here, from the OCG and the TCG, is that we do have Mitsurugi here. And that means we're going to have to play with a dreaded Droll for another format entirely until that deck gets touched. And even then, so, because that card's going to be a little bit of a pain to play against. But this is almost revealing, because I was asking myself, even though the Droll is played in the OCG format in some deck lists almost a 3, but it's not plugged like as a staple in the format, because how the decks work. But like I said, Mitsurugi going in the format, it's going to be played at 3. Still, White Forest seems to have a lot of success even with this card in the format. And I asked myself, even with the new set being as toxic as what it is, White Forest still survives. And by the way, if you want to check my new video, my old or my last video with the White Forest that shows you my deck list of what you should be playing, or the deck how it should look past Justice Hunters, you guys check that out. I'm gonna give you a quick deck profile too, because I want to give you guys a non-super poly version, just so you guys can officially play against Droll, because I really do think if the format shapes up to be the same, everybody's maining 3 Droll, 3 super poly is gonna be I'm not gonna say it's gonna be the worst card, but it's not gonna be what you should be playing, like, as for every single build. And it almost feels like revealing that there's a reason why they play cards like Debtors, or how they play cards like Silhouette Rabbit, because they really do not have trouble playing against cards like Droll, right? And you're gonna see, and we're gonna demonstrate a few videos, but this is more of an instructional video, apart from the one that I already have from playing against hand traps, because I want people to understand how you do play against Droll with your engine cards. Because I think a lot of people at this point just realize what cards you should not be playing, or be playing by choice, or the cards, or how your deck is supposed to be looking at a general sense. But I don't think people know how to play against in Droll, or when you have to decide how to play against Droll enough for them to just say, okay, I'm getting cooked by Droll again, which I get it, man. It's hard, but it doesn't mean you have to lose 100% of the games when you play against Droll. And I'm going to show you guys really quick. I think I have 5 situations, but mind you, these are just general scenarios when you have these 2 engine cards. And yes, most of them do use wanted. Some of the situations you're just going to end up having to search woes, which is everybody's regular plan, but it's just so people know that you don't need Fiendsmith. Yes, some of the combos use Silhouette Rabbit, but Silhouette Rabbit is just 1 card and 1 brick. It's not like committing half your extra deck and like more than 1 brick in your main deck, so you're completely running a different deck is what I'm trying to say. And you can still play around with Droll. So let's just get quick into it. I'm going to show you that I don't have it here, but I have like a good amount of the combinations you can have in your opening hand, and I'm going to be using I'm going to show you in a bit, but I want to show you something really quick. And I almost want to show you this with real cards, because this is like almost like writing out what your thoughts are. If you do this shit in person, it almost like integrates in your brain more. Because I'm going to show you guys a really neat trick that people don't actually know when they play White Forest. And it's exactly this, guys. Look at this. You see this card called Witch of the White Forest? I think a lot of people just tell themselves the lie. It's not really a lie, but they actually convince themselves that this card just mean white full combo, right? They see Witch of the White Forest and they say, okay, this card means full combo White Forest. While that is true, there's going to be very little situations, and this is for the people who play White Forest. I know a lot of the veterans know this, but I got to tell for the people who are first picking up the deck or just like at a mid-level with this deck, this card is your best hand check or hand trap check in your deck. And not only that, it's going to be most often the times that you want to, this is the card you always want to resolve, right? Because this card doesn't mean you full combo into White Forest. This card just means, sorry, that's a little bit of a fuck up. Fuck it, whatever. Deception stays there banished. So we're not gonna use it anyways. The card's bad. We're gonna, dude, I sound like Trip. That's what the hell. You're going to be searching the best card in your deck, which is a one-off, but it's literally the best card in your deck. Where the hell is it? This is, wow, it's good to do these things live because it's like mental gymnastics, bro. The best card in your deck is Diabell's White Witch. Why? Because even if you're under Droll, if you manage to resolve Diabell's the White Witch, you full combo your opponent. Right? And I just need to get to the White Forest player's head that you don't need to FTK your opponent every single time. Yes, if you full board or your White Forest, you fully commit your entire board, or you fully combo your opponent, they're gonna end up like, there's gonna be very little decks who can actually deal with Ilya Silva plus Vengeance Pop plus Woes plus Morgan plus Sinful Spoils will play. We get that. Not every single deck is gonna be 80 interruptions. We understand that, but we're in 2025 Yu-Gi-Oh! You're gonna get trolled, you're gonna get more Charmed, so you're gonna need to play your best. I don't want to say mid, but it's gonna be your best board possible without actually just crippling yourself. So you guys need to understand that if you have any way to go into Witch, right, you can always go Morgan, which is already a bookable by herself, or you can always get to Vengeance, which is what I need you guys to understand before I get into any of these combos. Field Spell card is one of the best cards in your deck, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you're preemptively trying to play into Droll, just make sure you get the best card in your deck out of your hand or into your hand. So if you get Drolled, you can actually play the game, right? You don't actually go Sylvie, Search Tails, and you lose on the spot. It's not good Yu-Gi-Ohs, my dudes. So we continue. So we have a replay. So our hand is Spell or Trap card. Then we have, actually, do I want to start with this one? Okay, let's, because these are basically the majority of combinations of cards you can draw at this 3-ofs, because these are cards you're already running at 3-ofs, but any combination of the other cards just makes you full combo if your opponent does not have Droll. So let's say your first action searches you X card, you're still gonna do a combo to your opponent that he actually has to sweat his ass to play Yu-Gi-Oh, which is the whole point, right? Like I said, you don't want to Sylvie, search tails, and pass your turn. Okay, so we have a Speller Trap fodder, basically, which is really important because we want to resolve LZ, right? But this is, for all intensive purposes, we have Wanted and LZ in our hand. So we're going to go draw phase because we play Yu-Gi-Oh correctly in this channel, or play White Forest correctly in this channle. So we're going to Sinful Spoils in draw phase and search side also the White Witch. And guys are gonna see that this is how you're already playing the deck, or like already, so you can play against the little hand traps, right? So you're already at this point just worrying about getting full wallows, getting Mo Charming in general. But guys, if you're already getting Mo Charming, you don't have to worry about Droll. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yes, your opponent can Mo Charming you so you can get a draw out of, for example, Perulia, and then Droll you, but at that point he's Perulia cycling a card, right? And he's gonna Droll you, which is fine. You're already like doing this. But against full Orlos, you don't actually need to commit your extra decks. He's already like self-milling himself for 2 cards, right? So you can still end up on Wolves, and most of the times that is just enough. This is an example. But we're gonna get Diabellus with the White Witch here with our Sinful Spoils. Then we're gonna summon LZ by pitching Foolish Burial Goods, which are gonna get us the best card in our deck. This is why I had to make the first playthrough of this video, or the first how do I say, the first clip of you getting the best card in your deck with Diabellus, the White Witch. Because like I said, if you resolve this card while being on your Droll, your opponents just milled themselves for 1. And they have to crack your almost the same board. It's not almost the same. It's missing a lot of components. That's actually copium. But you're summoning your best card, and your opponent is gonna play with a 5-card hand. So that is good enough. And this is just with the 2 cards you draw. So if you manage to draw hand traps, or if you manage to draw cards like Sinful Spoils, the quick play, or Woes, then you're already like halfway there while getting Drolled. So you want to go and Z and search White Witch. Now, for intent of purposes of going full combo, this is a 5-card hand, by the way. And this might me, you're probably going to be thinking, Benny, this is like a fucking 4-card combo. What are you saying? Well, guys, if you play White Forest, you understand that unless this LZ is not resolving, that means you're always going to get just to the Diabellus Star and pitch with the Diabellus Star or Sinful, which is, by the way, there's a combo over here. This does that anyway. But you're always going to be able to summon this Diabellus Star, the White Witch. Set your quick play or your Morrigan. I'm going to see what we're going to do now. And then summon the LZ and just get Drolled on the Diabellus. So it's basically the same thing. But yeah, it's literally the same thing. There's really no reason for me to say anything else. It's literally the same thing. It's the same card that you're going to see right now. Problem is that you're not going to end up with the quick play interruption, but you're still going to end up with the 2 best cards in your deck. So you're going to pitch. This is a blank card. It doesn't have to be like a spell or trap card. It's just to summon Diabellus Star. And you're going to get the quick play spell in this situation, right? And we're going to, in this version that I'm going to be showing you in a few seconds, I do play Silhouette Rabbit. Like I said earlier. So we're going to be summoning Silhouette Rabbit. And this is why I feel Silhouette Rabbit is crazy good. And they were playing the OCG like a few months back, when Droll was really being played. Like, this deck could actually, the OCG players that played White Forest when it was first released knew that this deck was going to be like a threat. So they realized, okay, we have to play this card because a lot of people are maining Droll, which I don't see a lot of people doing, but OCG adapted that mentality, and this is why it works. So Silhouette Rabbit searches you a spell or trap, or not a spell or trap card, but it searches you a trap card. In the search of Angel Statue as your own, you can play the other one. I don't know, it's Silhouette Hat Trick. This is the better one, right? Because it stops a special summon. But we're gonna pitch this card, right? Which is really important because, for all intents and purposes, you do need a trap card for this combo to resolve. I conveniently sent an impermanence for the summoning of Diabellus Star, the White Witch. But let's say, for example, it was a hand trap. You needed a trap. So when you special summon this Diabellus, the White Witch, by sending the Azure Rune, you have your vengeance in your graveyard with the effect of White Witch. And you can banish your Foolish Burial Guts or the spell that you pitch for or LZ to special summon the Vengeance. Now, if your LZ summoned with a trap, you can always banish the Wanted and the trap that you pitch out for LZ. So what I'm trying to say is any combination of cards you could have always summoned this Vengeance, but there's a spot in the combo where you can just leave the Sinful Spoils in the spell or trap code zone, so you can draw a card of Wanted if you did not get Droll mid combo. But the important thing is here that you managed to summon Diablos the White Witch with Vengeance, and that if you manage to resolve this LZ at the beginning of the combo and you did not get Drolled, since in this combo you didn't resolve the field spell card, you can always just go Chorozo combo, so you can go full combo without Droll getting resolved you anyways. So that means literally the only card that would decimate you would be Nibiru. But there's other lines if you actually want to worry about Nibiru and not Droll. But you could actually say at some point, if you kept this Diablos the White Witch, which is supposed to be in your hand at all the points in the game while you resolve that LZ, and the Nibiru Jubi, you can always just keep this card in your hand. So yeah, that's the first combo I wanted to show you. The next one is just drawing White Forest with Sinful Spoils. So you're going to see what we got have here. So we're going to want to draw face because we're good White Forest players. They're going to White Witch. Guess what card we're searching? Fucking Diablos the White Witch. And this is going to be a little bit cleaner because this is like truly 2-card combo, because you can just special summon the White Witch by sending the field spell card, search Morgan. This combo is clean 2-card combo because you don't need anything else. It's literally just Wanted plus field spell card. The other combo that I showed you earlier was a little bit, it almost feels gimmicky because there's like some cards that you're always going to have in your hand anyways, unless you draw like 5 monsters. It's never going to happen. So it's going to send Morgan. You're going to special summon Diablos by sending this Morgan into the graveyard, dumping Vengeance, and you can special summon the Vengeance by banishing Morgan and the field spell card. And if you did not get Drolled, because you're playing like if you didn't get Drolled, you're going to shuffle back this Morgan to draw a card. But again, well, maybe not this combo, but and I think I said that earlier in this video. This is why it's almost revealing. There's like why there's reasons why they play Depters, because you can actually still resolve Deception if you did get Drolled. So you can still do all of this. Say you did not get Drolled by searching this Diabolstar, you can manage to get Deception, and even if you did not, even if you can't resolve any of the Azamina fusions during your turn, you can still get Depters in your hands, and Depter goes crazy because you're gonna set it. And mind you, this is a Sinful Spoils card, so you can go like go Poplar, synchro with White Witch into Snake Eyes, and then you can use the Vengeance to synchro after Ilya Silva. So basically, it's like 4 interruptions your opponent has to deal with while getting Drolled. So that's one of the other plays. And this is a little bit nuanced because you do play 2 copies of the Azamina. Again, this is another reviewing thing. All of the deck lists that I saw in the OCG to play 2 Azamina, there's no reason to play one of this card. You have to leave it at 2 because of how good it plays into the hand traps. Into all the hand traps, actually. So it's like, even though this card's like completely searchable, you're going to see how good it is when you want to play against Droll. Because we're going to normal summon here, Sylvie, and you're not going to trigger her effect. Because there's a really neat trick you can do in this situation. But so for this to go full combo, you're going to need to draw a spell or trap. It's almost like the LZ effect, where if this has to go as full combos as possible while getting Drolled, you need a spell or trap card to pitch for Arceala. So we're going to special summon the Azamina, which, by the way, for people who don't know, if you manage to draw field spell card with this hand, you can just Azamina LZ and then just synchro off into Ilya Silva and then activate the field spell card, and then truly go full combo if you're really worried about getting Drolled. Just so you guys know. But this is for all intents and purposes, 2-card combos, right? So this is like the only 2 cards you're drawing, right? So you're gonna LZ, you're gonna Sylvie not trigger her effect because you do not want to get trolled here. You want to special summon this LZ from your hand, right? And like I said, this is Spell or Trap fodder, so your Arcilla triggers. So you're gonna synchro into Arcilla, and you're gonna pitch your Spell or Trap card for cost, right? Boom. Then you're gonna get your Arcilla search, and you get your Wanted search. You can't get Tails, and you can't get Field Spell card during this interaction because you get trolled here at the end of the resolution of these 2 effects. You can't trigger Tails or you can't trigger White Force. White Witch, you're just gonna search your best card, right? So at this point, when you resolve searching these 2 cards, your opponent is gonna Droll you. Right? So when your opponent tries to chain Droll on you, you're gonna chain your Wanted, right? Because you're a fucking good player, right? You're gonna chain your Wanted, and you're gonna get your Diabols, right? This Diabols is gonna pitch the Arcilla. Checking my graveyard, but I'm just gonna pitch my Arcilla, and then it's gonna search us Sinful, which is getting pitched for Diabols, right? This is kind of an important thing. If at any you have to make sure what's the fodder you paid for the Arcilla, because if it's a trap, you can always resolve Vengeance with these 2 cards, so you can just put the Vengeance in the graveyard and you can just straight out summon it, right? So we end up just searching the Morrigan, right? We end up searching the Morrigan with the Black Witch, so we can send the Vengeance just in case you did not get a trap. So I could just show you that you can always summon Vengeance, right? In this situation while being still under Droll. And again, if they did resolve the Droll on you, and you did chaining that Wanted, you can always full combo this. And if you didn't get Drolled, sorry, you can always Wanted put that Morrigan back in your deck and draw a card. But yeah, that's one of the ways to special summon the Vengeance in your board, no matter what. Let me replay this quick again because this is something quick. Put this back. Okay, so we have the Owls, the mini owl set, right? So we do the same thing, blah blah. So we got the Arcilla pitch, sorry, and you get the Diabell side, which remember, at any point you can search this Wanted. Remember, this always goes full combo even if you don't get trolled. So this Wanted can pitch. Hold on, let me do this real quick here. So you can send this and you can always still go full combo because you do have the tuner for the Chorozo you always summon. So yeah, what the point is given that even if you don't get trolled, you can still like go full combo from here. Yeah, that's basically just it. Yeah, because we're not resolving the field spell card in these situations. So whenever you don't have to resolve the field spell card, even if you're playing against through Droll, you're still gonna be able to full combo. You're just having like reassurance that you're playing through Droll is basically the end point. And for the final combo is just Alzette with Sylvie. Again, just general combos, because if you end up normal Sylvie and searching walls, you get Drolled, and you can't resolve the effect of White Force Alzette special summoning herself because she includes the effect of searching a card. So you're never gonna want to search walls here. You always want to special summon the Alzette from your hand first, right? Because guess what, guys? You guessed it. You can't get the best card in your deck, boys. Dude, it's really important that people just know this, right? Just by default that the best card in your deck is always going to be Diabell's the White Witch. But this obviously includes the White Rabbit silhouette, so you can just pitch the Azaroon. And if you had a spell or trap card to pitch the, or if you specifically had a spell to pitch for the LZ special summoning, you can special summon Vengeance. So you have Zilwet Rabbit, Vengeance, and Diabolls, even while getting Drolled. Yeah. So even so, if you end up going LZ, searching White Forest Diabolls, that Sylvie is gonna full combo you. So it's like the perfect Droll check, because you're still gonna end up on our board. And there's various iterations with this deck, but I just wanted you to understand that the ones with the copies of the combinations of the cards you play in your deck with 3 copies, right? Because if you draw the quick play, for example, it turns out being like full combo because you don't have to end up searching it, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to explain to you with like just the basic with the lower amount of cards you can play to draw with these cards you're already drawing in your opening hand anyway. So like your deck has some sort of basic play even when you get Droll. Dude, I keep saying Droll, bro. I am literally gonna have nightmares about Droll. But listen, I do it for you guys. I take the risk of literally losing sleep to Droll for me to be able to give you the game plan of how to play against this card. And again, I'm gonna tell you something really important. I'm gonna do this in a separate video because next format you're going to need to play your cards sequentially. Like you're summoning, you have to like you have to always threaten or bait out the canine pops or the vanquished soul pops in an efficient way, so you can. By the way, thrust is crazy in this deck next format. Super Poly is really good at next format. Yeah, and Foolish Burial Goods is really good against next format too. The reason why I'm saying this is because your opponent ends up K9 you. Like I said, this is like a whole another video on itself, because when your opponent K9s you with these cards in your hand, they leave your field open, and you can just, this is a small example. You can Foolish Burial Goods, dump Curse says Euphilia, and Philia goes full combo because your opponent has a monster and you don't. You can Philia, summon White Witch, Diabell's, dump Vengeance. You can summon Vengeance, and your opponent has a monster card in his field first turn. So this is something you can't regularly do. You pop away their monster, and you could like fucking Arciela just combo off where your opponent is trying to play on your turn. So it's like some really, and I think that like that's why the White Forest deck has some representation against the decks in the OCG, because they have like really good first turn against like the better decks, right? Because I think that deck it has a really bad yummy matchup, but against the K9 deck, which is ironically the best deck, not ironically, it is the best deck. Playing at turn 0 is quite fucking crazy. But let me show you the deck profile really quick, guys, and I can talk to you more about the decisions and combos, on why I'm running, or why people, because I'm trying to tie before we enter the next format. I'm trying to tie, because there's a lot of White Forest still topping, trying to tie the OCG deck list with the TCG deck list, so they have some convergence with the new decks, so we can officially play against the meta. Because they're doing I see consistently with the same builds, which is I wasn't seeing it before. They had like few tech choices like Foolish Burial Goods, main deck talents, but bro, I'm literally seeing like the same deck list right after another. Like literally, like there's like 2 copies of Super Poly, one talents, one thrust, one full. By the way, they have talented too. That's crazy to think about. The OCG has talented too, but they almost play like a cookie cutter deck of the White Forest because they just figure out the deck list is what it is. But yeah, guys, let me give you the do the quick Shingio here so you can look at my board. Okay, guys, and we're back. Okay, so this is the deck list that I'm going to be playing during next format. It's not really much changes for your main deck except this fucking card coming out super, which I'm stoked, by the way. But yeah, is there any other things that I want to say? You're gonna see that I'm playing 50 cards, by the way, in the main deck, and I saw a deck list. I think it was this past weekend. One of the guys in the group was saying that he felt a lot of people should try out 50 cards because he understood like the ratios of the cards of hand traps, along with having this deck having so much one-ups that almost feel like bricks some of the times. Like 50 cards almost feels like perfect for this deck, and I wish just people just tried like higher card counts for the White Fort specifically, because how the deck plays. Because I'm gonna be completely honest, we're not in OCG spots, and it's not gonna happen anytime soon. that you can actually try to break your opponent's board um, without actually drawing into more armies, for example, or Droll. That's not going to happen. If your opponent draws full Mitsurugi combo, now they're playing Orcas, so now they have an Omni negate, by the way. Or they can get 2 Omni negates with like Orcas Mitsurugi. So we have to worry about like actually trying to break a good board. So it's going to be very difficult if you don't have or draw into hand traps. So for the time being, unless we see any change in the game where format slows down a bit, we don't have Mitsurugi like full comboing us like they're doing right now, we're gonna have to draw like a few like more hand traps. That's what I'm trying to say, boys. Sometimes even if a walls isn't enough, because I don't care if I don't think people understand that like those decks don't actually care when you draw one or two cards. It's like not even fucking enough. You have to have like a really good hand to break a lot of the boards. With white fours with the new cards, it's really good at doing that. But still, like, you still need to draw or run around 15 hand traps this format, which is we're doing that already. Which people tried like a higher deck count is what I'm trying to say. So 3 silver, this is not changing. 3 LZ, this is not changing. 2 Azamina LZ. This is a card that was running at 1, but dude, the OCG is right. You just play 2 of that card. That card's just like one of the best cards to put it to. So we've cut entirely as Stellar. The reason is since your opponent's gonna try to play turn 0 next format, this is gonna be sometimes your like save and grace, because a lot of the times when they pop your tuner is where shit gets wild, right? It's like trying to like establish a board with not a tuner, and you can't like summon back your Sylvie because you didn't resolve the summoning of a synchro of a white forest synchro. Sometimes like it's extremely hard, even when you have like engine in your hand to be able to search, but you don't have this card in your deck, so that card's going in. If anything, if you can play both, but you have to play that one, right? You have to 100% play Rusia. Then we run double or triple field, 1 tails, 1 sinful, and 1 woes to round out the white forest cards. Yeah, we're still running woes. Woes is extremely powerful next format because Morrigan isn't enough. If you're running, you have to run both. Like Morrigan isn't enough. Like one special summon doesn't mean anything. If you put 2 monsters, that means all the decks have to commit 2 summons. But even against Yummy, like they have like a link 1, so you have to like multiple ways to book a moon. Like double book a moon is really good against that deck. But most of the decks just needs 2 body. They need 2 bodies to make something. So if you just book 2 bodies, it's like you're fucking halfway there. So yeah, like Wolves is really good to the next format, even though it's not the best card to be able to resolve. Like alone, it doesn't do anything. Is what I'm trying to say. But the double or the new engine, which is I call it the Diabol's engine, which is a great package. You need to play it. Some people are opting just play Fiendsmith, but the Fiendsmith version requires the Snake Eyes bridge, because I think that's the best version in where you can play Fiendsmith in the OCG. By the way, fucking OCG has Lacrima, and they still don't play it. I've seen it succeed, but it's because they have the Snake Eyes engine. We don't. So again, one Black Witch, and for people who saw the fucking first beginning of the video and they skip shout out to you boys. But the reason is you only play 1 of this and not 3, because as you saw in the earlier clips, this card is really good at playing against Droll. The problem is there's 37 cards in your opponent's deck to the 3 Drolls they have. This card is really bad breaking boards, like insanely bad, because it's too shit, what's the word? It's too readable. Like your opponent sees what you're setting. They almost like see your game plan, even though you always search deception. But let's say you're searching a quick play, they're gonna go like, oh, this guy just wants pitch fodder. Like there's very little times where this card just bite you in the ass, like pitching 1 good card to be able to special summon it. It's like really good first turn, but it's really bad first turn is what I'm trying to say. So you don't want 3 of those. You don't want to draw multiple wanteds and multiple of this. Like it gets you nowhere. You just want to be able to summon it with that special or search it with this. Especially since this card is too searchable, right? So this, if this card is a 3 and this card is a 3, you always playing 3 and 1. Right? This card was a 1 and this one is 3. Of course, you're playing 3 of this. But yeah, like we have the option to do that. One deception, one hollow, not that one debtors, whatever you fuck, dude. Shout out to the guy who fucking corrected me because my Spanish speaking ass can't spell this card correctly. But it's fine, dude. I'll just play the Yu-Gi-Oh correctly. Fucking somebody corrected me mid game. 2-0ing them. Yeah, but this card's really good. Because of the ability to activate on your opponent's turn. Which is basically, I'm not gonna say it's not what it's good for, only because fucking drawing these 2 cards first turn is like Exodia, but it's like those little things alone, like being able to search sinful spoil cards mid combo, and I've seen people like run like double of this because how good that is, that you can or resolve hollowed Azamina without actually going deception, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So like always running 2 fusion cards almost feels like really good, since of how well your deck just interlaces with each other. But yeah, and then one more again. I'm still playing this. It's like what, 50th card. It's good because, like I said, in the combos where you do get trolled, you have to pitch this so you can summon Vengeance, because it's a card you can get off Diabellstar the White Witch that is a trap, or Diabellstar Witch, sorry. And for the non-engine or the hand traps, I mean, so it's like 3 Droll, 3 Ash, 3 Pro. I want to talk about this card. There's 3 Folos and 3 Imperm, so it's 15 or 12 hand traps. How much fuck it is this? 15. Guys, this card is really good at the next format, because how the best decks are gonna play going second is that you're gonna try to like special summon from their hands, so you get like Perulia yourself. So if your opponent tries to interact with you, you like cook a mid combo. They're basically conceding to the fact that you like, damn, I have to let him play basically. I switched this over instead of 1 foolish and 2 talent, or sorry, 3 foolish goods. I decided to play 2 talents and a foolish burial goods and no terraforming. I'm not playing terraforming, and the reason being is the whole entire reason. Terraforming is good because it searches you the field spell cards to extend, but since your opponent is literally trying to disrespect your ass and trying to put monsters on your board like you're nothing, then you go like thrust them and search Philia Diabell, and then you like pop off with Philia Diabell. So it's like if you could do that, you can do that with Foolish Burial Goods too. So it's like you don't need terraforming. This always has like the purpose of terraforming, quote unquote. 3 is too much though, because you actually want to make them be able to like interact with you. So you can just put their talents here, and then yeah, it's just like good cards, right? And then last but not least, since I do play the Silhouette Rabbit, it's just one Azure and one Black Goes Laugh. This card's always good, bro. No, Matt, I seen like White Forest players or White Forest deck builds, they literally have no business running this card. It's like no Foolish Burial gets to just run one of this. Without how good this card is in this deck, that it doesn't matter what situation you draw it, it's like an insanely good card. At a 1-of, right? It's not even like you need triple of this. It's just a really good card. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it's your room. Which, like I said, you gotta. The simple things that you could do with Silhouette Rabbit getting drolled mid combo is like, it almost feels like you're compromising basically Feedsmith, because it almost feels like you're actually doing something while getting drolled. But yeah, 1 Chimera, 1 Tro. So we're still playing this because hand traps, right? You can always just Sylvie, and if you draw the quick play spell card, for example, you could just like summon this with hand traps. So Chimera's always good. And it pops too, which it's really important. Like I said before, like popping the 2 monsters they're going to their play with is not the same thing as them playing with one monster. After you like, what I'm saying is popping 2 monsters fucking way better. That sounds redundant, but only Chimera can do that in your deck, right? Of course, you can actually have an argument that this does it, but this is like way easier to resolve. You want to be like nitty gritty about it. And then 1 Saint Azamina, it's a really good card. It's just, this card is just a good floodgate against a lot of the decks, and even the decks that are coming out right now. because this just stops everything, bro. Like targeting from graveyard revive, because a lot of very small decks, their revival effects from grave don't target. This card is just like really good to floodgate your opponent in the loss scenarios, or like they're being floodgated in like businesses where they're not supposed to be floodgated. Like this card's just really good against those matchups. Like for example, like Malice, just to give you like a very meta defining example. Murcielago and one Ilya Silva. So that's what we play for fusions. Then we play Poplar, Silvera, Arciela, Diabell, Chaos Angel, Snake Eyes, and I was playing Doom Dragon, but I just took it out for this because if you're going to play in a high competitive event, this is a better card by far because it's a time card, so you can just always summon this if you're playing by time. And it's sad that you have to hear that in 2025. But Doom Dragon is good. It's, you gotta put it like on a scale. Doom Dragon might win you 1 out of 10 games, but you're going to be playing in time in a highly competitive game, like 2 out of 10 rounds of Swiss at minimum. So like this card is like completely. It'll win you more games that Doom Dragon would win you if you were winning with either of them alone, right? So this is just a better card to have like in a hyper competitive event. And the Silhouette Rabbit, which is really good. Look, dude, me and my friend were talking about this, of how crazy good this card is. Let's understand that this card is an illusion, right? And I want you to understand that this is like for veteran White Forest players, and they're gonna understand the situation one way or another. Sometimes you don't end up resolving your God card, which is Diabell's White Forest. Sometimes that bitch does not hit your board. So what's gonna happen is that you still do end up cycling into Sinful Spoils. And I'm gonna show you something really interesting. This card is an illusion, right? So the simple fact that you'll be able to trigger this because this is on your board, not even by activation, but you can actually summon your fusions, because this requires an illusion. This requires an illusion. Sorry guys, these fucking cards are in Spanish, but the best, not the best, but the 3 staple cards in your extra deck do require an illusion. This fucking bitch too. So it's like, this card would be fodder for your fusions without actually removing. Not only when you don't have it, but when you do not want to remove your protection effect, from White Witch. So you can always just keep Vengeance. You can always just keep Vengeance and Diabell in the field at all times, and you can go like fusion with Sylvie first. You can bounce back Sylvie, and you can Sylvie and Silhouette Rabbit for Ilya Silva, for example. Just to give you an example, you can keep your Ilya Silva, your Diabells, and your Vengeance without actually having committing your board. It's random shit. So this card just serves for a crazy amount of purposes. And if you saw the video, you saw how good it was playing against Droll, because Azurine is like really good. So yeah, guys, I hope you liked the video. I'm gonna be coming with a video, but I have to do that. While playtesting. So I'm gonna have to talk to one of my friends to play with me with K9 and Dueling Book. So you guys to see, like, I want to give you guys like a true game environment of how White Forest plays into K9, and then I can give you like how to play correctly against. I forgot, dude. I really don't know what the TCG games are called. That is one of the biggest gripes with me in Konami, that they change the names all the time. I'm not even trying to remember at any point the fucking K9 names, because I know they're going to change them. So yeah, just to play correctly against the Vanquish Souls and the K9 decks with your regular hands, right? So if you go Sylvie, you're supposed to search this, because next format is going Sylvie into field spell card is actually very good. And like I said, that's one of like the revealing things that came to me when I saw cards like Silhouette Rabbit and Deaders in the deck. Because if you're always trying to resolve your field spell card first, so your opponent gets like they want to interact with you, because if not, they're going to keep those cards in their hand until you actually put a threat in the board. There's no reason for them to pop fucking standalone Sylvie, if you know what I mean, right? Because they're gonna be playing to talents, they're gonna be playing the thrust, especially talents. Thrust, sorry, because talents isn't one in the TCG. But yeah, like smart players will only like trigger their K9 effects when they're actually putting a threat on the board. So Sylvie into field spell card feels like way more threatening, and you like pitch cards for your cost without actually being a deterrent. If you guys play Wet Forest, you're gonna when I play with the deck, and you guys can see the live video, you know what I mean. But yeah, I'll give you that example in a new video, guys. You can be very wary about the shit you're going to be playing next format. It's gonna be crazy, by the way, but it's gonna be fun. I shout out this guy a lot in my videos because he gets really good insight. If you guys catch him, Sunny, I might try to plug him in the video. This guy, see his videos because dude, that guy plays TC or Yu-Gi-Oh OCG, and he tries to like give insight to players who play on the CCG for what's coming, and it's like very insightful. And it helps a lot, dude, especially with like deck building. For if you're doing it for yourself and you're not like a fucking wet deck necker or net decker, sorry, bro. Whew. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching the video. It's running at the making of this, so yeah, guys, keep having a nice week. Love you guys, and peace.